I decided to do like a hape ceremony this morning, which is like tobacco that you snort up your nose. And I'm like, just watch. Brett's going to wake up right after I dose myself. And I'm like in the thick of the shamanic dance that I'm going to be doing. And just as she's saying, whatever experience you have is the experience that you were meant to have, Brett opens the door. It's pitch black in my office. I have the garbage can in front of me. The sage is like still burning over there. And I'm like buck naked. I had my arms up in the air and my eyes closed and I was like swaying back and forth. Hey team, welcome back to another episode of The Wellness Effect. And today we're doing a little catch-up chitty chat episode, but we got a lot of topics that we covered because I'm recording this after we recorded. We're going to talk about plant medicine journey that Kira decided to go on this morning. We're going to talk about peptides that Lacey decided to take when she didn't know what she was taking. We're going to talk about partying at raves, and we're going to talk about baby eczema and relationships. So tune in and stick around and find out. There's a lot going on. As always, we'll bring in some really great tidbits and pieces and takeaways from this. I think that you guys can like use in your own experiences, but we're just going to kind of talk. And it's mine and Brett's 9-year anniversary today.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that insane?
I
saw that. That's crazy. That video of you guys you posted on your story is so cute.
We literally took a Snapchat like because we met at a mutual friend's 30th birthday party, and we had a party bus. And like, of course, like me and Brett like basically spent the first 4 years of our relationship partying together. And then I kind of was like, I think I'm not partying anymore. But yeah, so I have a bunch of Snapchats from that night of us just like drinking on a party bus, and they're just so cute. We even like took a selfie together that night, which like I'd never done, like literally the first day you meet someone. Like it's just so funny that we took a little picture.
That's so funny, but that's just totally Brett's personality, He's like is someone that you would take a selfie with like the first time you meet him.
Yes, and I'll honestly like never forget, because I was like not newly single, but I was like I'd been single for a while and I was like ready. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to like get back out there. And our friends were having this birthday party, and she's like, Kira, I have like 4 single guy friends that are coming to this party. Like, you should just come. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And like weeks before the party, they all like added me on Facebook. Like, we're liking my stuff. I'm like, okay, like I got some like good choices here. There's a couple guys. Every single one of them, when I got there, like wasn't drunk enough to like talk to me. Like they all just pretended. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is so unattractive and so weird that you're now just acting like you don't know who I am. Like, what? And then Brett, like, I hadn't met Brett yet. And then he comes around the corner and he's just like, Kira. And he had like the hugest smile on my face. Like, obviously we know who each other, like he was the only one that like acted normal. And then that was it.
Here we are 9 years later, 2 babies and a wedding on the way.
But I posted on my stories today that like last year would have been like our 9th year together. It was also a 9-year, and like 2025 is a 9-year, like 2 + 2 + 5. And it was like the year that I was 36. So like it was a 9-year for me personally. So like it's like this, and a 9 in numerology is like change and growth and expansion, and like anything that does not fit into your life in even the smallest way is like going to fall away. Like you literally cannot stay together if you're not gonna like figure some shit out. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That was an intense fucking year. So I'm just proud of us. Love you, Brett.
So last year would have been your 9th year, you said?
Well, because like as of today, we've been together for 9 years. So like the last year was our 9th. I don't know. It's kind of confusing when you think about it, right? Like,
no,
well, it's because 1 year is after a full year.
Yeah. So that's your first year together. So this was our 9th year together. And
right.
No, that's cool. It's funny. I love talking to ChatGPT about like my horoscope and my life number and everything. So even last night I was talking to it about it because it's the end of the year right around now. I can't remember what day it is.
I think it's the 17th or the 13th. It might be the 13th, Friday.
But it's a pretty big like shedding of the snake. And then what are we going into? Do you know?
Horse.
The horse. Yeah, so it's like, oh, what's going on for me, like in this time and everything. And it told me that what's that thing happens like kind of around 25
Saturn
to 20.
return?
Yeah. It's like, well, your Saturn return was from 2019 to 2021. And I was like, Wow. Like, I don't know why I've never even like thought about that or talked about that, but I'm like, wow, that was like the most toxic, unhealthy time of my life, but also like when I started my business and everything like that. And then it's funny because me and Zach met in 2022, right when it was over.
Yeah, I went into like a ChatGPT. I was like, what's the significance of like a one person in the relationship having a 9-year, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, wow, this is a multiple 9-year cycle stack at the same time.
I know the way it
I'm like,
talks. I'm like, fuck.
But I highly recommend doing it because it's just fun to be like, yeah, holy fuck.
But I almost want to do it on like someone else's ChatGPT because it's like, you're meant to be a teacher and lead a pack of women and like, blah. And I'm like, okay, chat, like, you know what I do? You're just freaking pumping my tires. But I'm like, or I'm just super in alignment with my sole purpose. Like,
probably,
a little bit both.
A little bit both.
Do you need to like, my parents still have not told me when I'm born. So I don't know any of that. They haven't, well, I know the day, but you have to know the exact. I don't know when my birthday is.
Well, you should still play around with it because there's lots of like horoscope and stuff that you can do without the time of your birthday. But even if you know where you were born, what day you were born, that will still get you a lot of information. It's mainly like the human design. And then I think there's one, like there's the rising sign, the moon sign. I think there's one sign there that you have to know.
And they've told me like the hour, and like I've looked up some, and some it's like if you know like the hour, that's fine, but some you need to kind of like know down to the minute.
Yeah, like I put like 3:21 a.m. for
and like is that the time like your last little bit of your body comes out of your mom's? Like how do you know the exact minute?
I don't know. They write it on like there's like little birth cards that my mom had, and they write like the date and the time and your weight.
Yeah, I need to go searching when I'm at their house.
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter because I've tested it before with my human design where I'm like, oh, if I said I was born at noon, would it change? And it didn't.
Right. Because I remember we tested that.
So if you like get within a couple hours or minutes, it's totally fine. But even asking your mom if you were born in the afternoon or in the morning or at night or.
Yeah. Well, and I like tested it because I'm a reflector and it's like 5 minutes one way and I'm not, and 5 minutes the other way and I still am.
So it must just depend.
Yeah, it probably does depend. Yeah. So.
Because mine. So cool. Wait, you guys guess what I am?
Man-gen.
Lacey?
Human design?
Yeah.
I thought you were like, human design. I'm like, are you okay?
I think you're a generator.
She's a generator.
Man-gen.
Oh, that's right. It's because I'm a reflector, so I just know those things.
Oh, okay.
Remember when we were figuring out mine, Lacey? I was pregnant with Ellie. We were in a walk on Kelowna, and Lacey had just heard about human design, and she's like saying she knew like everything about all the types, and she's saying them all off, and I'm like, ooh, I bet I'm a reflector. She's like, Kira, they're like 1% of the population.
No, I think I was like, yeah, I think you are. I think I was like, you're probably a reflector, and then you're like,
no,
yeah,
no. I said it, and then you were like, Kira, they're only 1% of the population. Like, there's no way you are. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And then we got into the car, and you were like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like you are a reflector. And I was like, no, I feel like I'm not. And then we got back to your house and I like typed it all.
We should like do an episode on all of them and like.
Yes, I would love to. I'm obsessed. But it's so funny because people are like, the people who are obsessed are always the projectors. It just makes you feel like seen and like understood for the first time.
So you're a projector, Lacey.
Yeah.
Okay, before we move on and talk more about this, Kira, after being with Brett for 9 years, what is something that you have learned after being in a loving relationship for 9 years? About yourself and about relationships.
I almost started to cry when you started asking that because like it's been such a whirlwind for us.
Journey.
And I feel like it's like one thing to like even like looking at Lacey and Zach, like that they both kind of healed and then found each other. Like that's when I think that's amazing and definitely gold standard. Like heal before you get into a relationship for sure. It's probably a much more chill journey, but to like heal with each other and like alongside each other and like sometimes ahead and behind of each other, it put a lot of like pressure on me and I was like scared and sad and I was like, I fucked up. Like I came into this relationship like not ready and not healed, and I picked someone who wasn't healed and wasn't ready. And a lot of people share on Instagram, like there's a lot of pages that are just like the man you you attract when you're healed is like so much better than the man. And I'm like, oh no, like I fucked up so bad. But like when both people are like willing and can communicate, and you also have to like let the person do things on their timeline. And I know that's so cliche, but I just think that people move so differently. Our speeds are so different. And this like I like blasted into my health and wellness journey like a fucking rocket ship, like balls to the walls. And Brett was kind of like, where are you going? And to like, and I didn't always let him do it on his own timeline. Like sometimes I dragged him kicking and screaming by the neck, and sometimes I like totally shut him out. And it's just been really cool to like come to this place in our journey together and have like done the work alongside each other, like I kind of said, but I don't even really know what I'm trying to say with that. It's just I used to get scared that because I wasn't healed when we got together, it would just never last. And I just want people to know that if even if you're just willing and committed to do the work for yourself, like it can happen. And yeah, it's just been like a cool growth experience for both of us. And it's hard as fuck. This episode of The Wellness Effect is brought to you by Lifestyle You. If you're listening to this podcast and thinking, okay, this sounds like me, whether it's low energy, hormone imbalances, stubborn symptoms, or you just feel like you've tried everything, Lifestyle You is our root cause coaching program designed to help you actually connect the dots.
We use functional nutrition, personalized support, and functional lab testing to figure out why your body is doing what it's doing, instead of just guessing or slapping a band-aid on symptoms.
And because you're a listener of The Wellness Effect, when you use the code Wellness Effect, you'll receive a free functional lab when you join the program. If this episode is resonating with you, make sure to share it with a friend, subscribe to the podcast, and check out the show notes to learn more about Lifestyle You and how to apply.
Every day, gotta choose.
I know. Then yeah, it's like making those choices. And like even I used to get really triggered by I was telling Brett about this, and people might have noticed I've been like posting to my stories a little bit more, like just random good things that he does. And like I would get so triggered. I'm sure you guys will know some of the people we both follow probably that are like, oh, my man did this and my man did that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like Brett literally never does anything nice for me ever. And then I'm like, hey, like what? I'm like, I hate this person. I'm not following them anymore. They're posting like unrealistic shit about relationships. And then I'd be like, now, like in the last year or whatever, I'm like, holy shit, like that was totally me choosing to only see the shit.
Yeah.
And there's like so much. And it's even like blue jobs and pink jobs, like whatever. People have their different opinions on that. But like the other day I posted, I just mentioned like I'm like, oh, my check engine light came on. And like the next day he takes my car, hooks something up to it that tells him what the check engine light code is, fixes it, fills it up with gas and washes it. And then like I'm like, oh. And before, like honestly, me 2 years ago would have just been like, well, yeah, obviously you did that. Like that's your fucking job, bitch.
That is blue job. No, I've actually been thinking a lot about that lately. And that's just like difference in love languages that you have to learn to understand, right? It's like acts of service, because Zach is such an act of service person. And I found myself like, why don't you do this? Why can't you do this? Like, tell me this more. Tell me this more. And then slowly over the years, I've realized I'm like, oh, his way of showing love is acts of service. And he's like that with everyone. Like anyone we go there, he's like, how can I help? I want to help, right? And so it's just like learning the difference in what their love languages are.
I wouldn't have even been open. It was just like everything he did was just like wrong because it wasn't exactly like what I want, I guess.
Well, and you're just focusing on what wasn't happening rather than focusing on everything that he was doing.
Yeah. So if you're triggered by my Instagram post of all the stuff Brett does, just know, number one, he still does annoy me a lot. It pisses me off. And number two, it's like challenging for me to post those, but it's just like opened up, like just having appreciation for the person that you're with and starting to look for the things that they do is like such a fucking game changer because they're probably doing so much. Like they're trying so hard. They're like just a little boy, you know, like.
No, it's so funny. I've been thinking about that so much recently because with me and Zach and his acts of service and I'm just like, I can't remember what we were like arguing about, but I was like, you need to show me more attention probably because I'm such a freaking validation whore. Validate me. And I was literally thinking about that. I'm like, Lacey, you said you wanted a sauna, and he's literally every single night he's out in the garage till 10 p.m. building me a sauna. And I was like, can you just like let it slide that he didn't give you like 47 kisses today? Like,
and then also like say thanks. Like it's making me emotional. Like we just forget that like it's weird.
No, it is weird. Aww. But that's a lot of that is what it is. And just understanding what their love language is, because if it isn't in alignment with what yours is, then it can feel like you're not getting that. And then you don't look for the ways where they are showing that they love you or whatever that is. So also, slight disclaimer, I healed by myself before I met Zach, not in a relationship.
No, that's what
she was saying.
No, but I just mean like there was lots of unhealed parts about me, but even my therapist said like you created this perfect little bubble where no one triggers you and you're perfectly happy and everything seems great. And he's like, you kind of need to like get in a relationship to actually heal those relationship parts of you. So don't want people thinking that.
And that was more like my projection of like watching you get to do so much healing before. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't do any of this. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Like, what am I?
Yeah.
What am I in
No,
for?
that's good. So exciting.
And doesn't always work out. Doesn't always, and that's what a 9 years all about is like, is this gonna fucking work out or not? So it was like so many ups and downs. Just like
crazy. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
And it's so funny because we're like, we were gonna make a reservation and go out for supper, and then we were gonna go away this weekend, and now he's going fishing, and I'm going to the city with my friend, and we're like, we'll celebrate on our 10-year anniversary. I'm like, that would have pissed me off so much like before, but now I'm just like, it's okay. We're gonna make steak at home, and it's gonna be awesome.
Aww. Congrats.
Cute. How about you and Matt, Jeb? What's new with you guys?
Not a whole lot. I'm in Kamloops right now, and he's coming back in tomorrow with me for the week, and that's basically it. Like, not a lot of exciting things. I think actually in 2 days is our 4-year anniversary of our first date.
Oh, wow. We all fell in love in February.
Did you take a selfie?
No, I don't think we did.
Ooh, red flag.
I do not think we did. No, but looking back, that was like the best first date ever. And I just like took it for granted at the time. But he like took me for dinner, and I just like hear people's dating stories now. And I'm just like, oh my God, all these guys are losers. He took me for dinner, and then he took me to this like beautiful lookout overlooking like the Pacific and like Howe Sound. And he like brought like hot chocolate and like cookies, and we sat in the back of his car on this like mountain and just like sat and talked for like 3 hours long. It was so, I know. Cool. And now everyone's like, yeah, we like go on walks on the seawall on the first date. I'm like, chivalry is dead. Like, you guys need a Matt Cox in your life. But
yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, 4 years.
And you guys already kind of knew each other, right? Before.
Yeah, like kind of. So there's like a whole story that I can't tell on this, but this is actually a funny story though. So when we both were in relationships, because I've told this before, but his twin brother is dating my like very best friend. Engaged. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Lacey. And
I got you, Brooke.
Shout out, Brooke.
And one night we like all went out, and it was like my first time meeting Matt, and we were just like super friendly that night. Like it was just like normal, blah, blah, blah. And Matt was like so drunk. And all the girls were like walking ahead of the guys. And then obviously like he and his ex like had broken up for like a while before. And then me and my ex ended up breaking up. And when I was in Mexico with Lacey, which was this time 4 years ago, right? Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like telling Lacey that I'm like talking to Brooke's boyfriend's twin brother and like all this stuff. And then the day I got home, or the day after I got home from Mexico, we went on that date. I know. Crazy.
That's so funny.
So funny.
Love.
So yeah, now he lives in Kamloops and I live in Vancouver, but I'm moving to Kamloops, so I'm gonna be a small town girl again. Thank God.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
that's
am
so
excited.
funny.
Okay,
February, month of love for all of us. We all fell in love.
and Valentine's Day, like that
And
is
Valentine's Day, it really is the month of love.
that is so interesting.
Wow.
Okay, so funny too. One last thing that I forgot about that I wanted to tell you guys what I was doing. I decided to do like a hape ceremony this morning, which is like tobacco that you like snort up your nose, basically.
This morning?
Yeah. I've just been like really struggling with Jake's eczema, like kind of on a spiral a little bit.
Okay, I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But so then this morning I decided to do this hape ceremony. I have a recording of one that I did with like a plant medicine coach like many years ago, and I use it every time because it just like she drums you in, she calls in the guides. It just like really helps me do it properly. And I'm like, it's like a 45-minute long thing, and everyone in the house is asleep. And I'm like, just watch. Brett's gonna wake up like right after I like dose myself, and I'm like in the thick of the like shamanic dance that I'm gonna be doing. So of course I like do it. I'm all hooked up, and like I have my
Wait, can you just
headphones in.
explain what you do?
Okay, yeah. It's just like really finely ground tobacco, and you put it in this little pipe. It's called a caripe, and it has like it's almost like two straws basically, and one straw goes up your nose and one straw goes in your mouth, and you go and like shoot this like
Okay.
tobacco up into your. It's supposed to like decalcify. Lacey, why are you like?
I'm just laughing because I'm just thinking about the first time that I did it was when I was on that
Your big
Washuma like plant medicine thing, and it was like when we were all kind of like coming down because it just feels like an MDMA high, the Washuma plant, and so we're all like coming down, and it's just like we were all like not like crackheady, but like giving ourselves like dosing of of the rapé, and I don't know, I was just like laughing about the whole thing, but anyways.
And it's not like it doesn't get you high, like, there's no, like, psychedelic it can, like it decalcifies your third eye, so it just can really help with, like, intuition and just, like, clearing, like, outside noise, but I mean, use its discretion if you're breastfeeding, it's your own journey, I'm not gonna get into any of that stuff, but
So there's no like head rush.
there's a little bit of a head rush because you
Yeah.
literally blast something, like, it hurts, you're, like, snorting it in a way. You're not supposed to, like, snort it, though, you just are supposed to kinda, like, let it sit. Oh my god, are people just gonna is this not
No, I love it. I love it. You were saying that Brett was gonna come down right when you were in your shamanic thing, and then you
yeah,
started to explain
and
what you
just
do.
as, like, this girl in the thing, she's saying, "Whatever experience you have is the experience that you were meant to have," and, like, right as she said that, Brett opens the door, and, like, all the lights are off, it's pitch black in my office, it's, like, 5:45 in the morning, so it's dark outside, and all I can see are his eyes, like, taking in all the stuff because you're not supposed to swallow it, and you start to get postnasal drip, so you have to spit it into, like, a garbage can or something, so I have the garbage can in front of me. The sage is, like, still burning, like, over there. My laptop's, like, half open, turned away from me with, like, the light off, and my headphones are in, and I'm, like, pure like, buck naked, and he's just, like, looking his eyes were just, like, pew, 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 like, "What the" and I had my arms up in the air and my eyes closed, and I was, like, swaying back and forth. And he's just like and I just said, "Can you just get out? I'll explain to you in, like, 5 minutes." So he just, like, shuts the door. I'm like, "Oh," but it was, like
He's like,
it was
who is this lady?
yeah, like, what was she just doing? But
9 years in, still throwing surprises.
he's just like, "Holy fuck." But yeah, it was really cool. I had some really, really, like, deep, awesome, like, realizations and just, like, solidifications of things that I already knew, but I just needed a little bit of a like, I just needed to calm down, and it did that, so it was great. But yeah, it was funny. I, like, went out there. I'm like, "Happy anniversary, good morning." We, like, hug, kiss. He's like, "Have a great day." I'm like, "Have a great day." And he's like, "What were you doing in there?" I'm like, "Oh, right." I'm like, "Just a plant medicine ceremony." He's like, "Okay.
30 in the
See ya.
morning.
Let's see you later." But I just, like, woke up and, like, knew I needed to do it. I'm like, "I have to go do this."
So are you just like stressed about this whole eczema Jake thing? Or are you like in your head, like what? You just don't know what's causing it? What are you?
Oh, I'm just like, "This is all my fault. I wasn't actually ready to have a baby. I should have waited
Poor
a little bit
Kira.
long." I know. It's just and then yeah.
That's like symptom chasing for your baby.
Yes, it's just been not good. And it's like, I know what I'm fucking doing. But I'm going on Reddit and I'm looking at like eczema forums. PSA, do not fucking do that. And they're all like, this is incurable. It's with you for life. I'm just like, oh my God, I like literally.
Yeah, no, I don't even know why you fucking go on there. I would
know.
stay
You know
away
why?
from Reddit.
You know why this is so bad? It's because my phone is bricked, but my Safari isn't at night.
Oh my God, Kira, brick it.
I know. I need to, but sometimes if I'm like out and I need to like, I don't know, Safari something. So it's like I can't do anything but go on Safari, and then I'm just like eczema.
That
and
is funny.
babies,
I
and
found
like,
myself like going on
Yeah.
Pinterest the other
Yes.
day.
Oh, I had to
stupid.
block Pinterest because I was spending so much time on Pinterest. Like, this is crazy. We're so addicted. Like, it's actually wild.
And I'm like going through my photos for the 18th time.
I'll see what I've been up to the last few days. I know. And that's why. But I'm like, okay, I'm just banning myself from my phone completely.
Or you can like,
now.
I'm sure you know this already. You can do different versions. So I have like a nighttime brick where I brick like everything, and then I have like a daytime brick where I brick my like like all my social media stuff.
I should do that. Okay. But yeah, and then I was like, oh, it was just not good. And it's so funny because it's like looking better than it has ever before, his little face. And I like ordered I'm gonna do a gut test on myself and one on him. And I don't know if you guys remember the like microbiome manipulation course that I'm taking. Like I signed up for it just before I got pregnant with him. And it started this October, and I've just been kind of like putting it off. And from the research that I've done, the best test for babies is something called Tiny Health. And this program teaches you how to interpret that lab. And I'm like,
whoa.
This is crazy.
That is crazy. Also, proud of you for sharing while you're going through it and haven't fixed it yet, because obviously, especially like in our work, it feels scary when you don't know if you're actually going to be able to do it. So it's cool. And I think that's going to be a really good series for a lot of people because so many babies have eczema.
It's like the most common issue that parents have with their kids, I guess. And it's like people spend thousands and thousands of dollars trying to fix it. So,
well, and like, what is the Western? Is it just like they wouldn't put
topical?
They'd put steroid cream on babies like that. Everyone, I've worked with people that have topical steroid withdrawal. If you don't know what that is, please
look it up.
Like, look it up, and it's as bad as it looks. It's actually horrible, and doctors don't say anything about it. And that's crazy. Like, and that's how it starts, is especially if it's long term when they're a baby. It can be short term even, but that is crazy.
Yeah, and we're actually doing an eczema episode coming up this month, so I'm excited to kind of learn.
Yeah, and like send me everything you're listening to so I can include it. I've been meaning to message
I'm like,
you.
oh, sorry, I'm gonna bulldoze. No, it'll be good.
You keep like posting about eczema. I'm like, maybe you should.
Oh no.
It'll
be good. I'm too
looking up.
But yeah, there's like this triad. It's called like the eczema march or something, and babies that get eczema and it doesn't get like the root cause doesn't get figured out, they're way more likely to have allergies and asthma. And I'm just like, no, this is not. So I'm just like, I'm getting the tests. Like, I'm fucking dealing with this. This isn't even, I'm not messing around. I'm just like doing it.
No, it'll be interesting. And it's like cool to see what will happen when you're starting so young. Cause even like Mila, our other niece, our little sister's oldest, she had, I think she always had it, right? It was when she was a baby, but it wasn't as bad as Jake's. I don't remember like her cheeks ever looking like that. She was just more like itchy, kind of like in her elbows, behind her knees.
It was eczema either.
And we did the whole like GI map. She did like a huge protocol, and it still is not fixed. But I just think like the sun and vitamin D and has so much to do with it, because it's always worse for people in the winter. Always.
There's a huge vitamin D. Even like if moms have low vitamin D, their kids are more likely to get. Yeah,
I always had eczema growing up. Always, always, always.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I've just like always been like skin issues like since I was little, and same thing. Like, I think sometimes it can be like topical. Like, it would always be bad in the winter, and then it would be bad when I was playing soccer because I would wear my like shin pads. And so I'd get like really bad like rashes all along my like shins just because it gets like agitated. But I don't know. And you guys might not agree. And sometimes I just think with this stuff, like there isn't always you're not going to sometimes be able to find an answer. But I do think so much if you're doing the foundations and the stuff that we talk about, and I know it's different for babies. And if you can get ahead of it now, you're just like setting him up for life. But I think sometimes it just is like time, a lot of it. And that's something I've really noticed with my stuff.
Especially with babies, like after I had Ellie, when I got pregnant again, I was like, Kira, just remember this too shall pass is like your motto for motherhood, because I got every single week with kids, like with babies, especially that first year, it's like their sleep changes, their eating habits change, their poops change. They like puke and you're like, oh my God, now they have reflux. Oh my God, now they have this. And I was literally like in a panic spiral for the first full year, and every single thing just like went away. And I was like, that's my motto. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And I've been able to kind of like do it with every single thing. Like he puked a little bit for a week and I was like, everything's going to tell me he has reflux. I'm like, I'm not going down that road. And I didn't. And it just completely went away. And then it was like, he went weird with sleep. And I was just like, I know it's just going to be gone. And I just kept saying like, he's the easiest baby ever. He's the easiest baby ever, even when he wasn't. Because I'm like, that's what
She's
I'm
been
claiming.
lying to us.
No, he actually is. But like, there's been days where I'm like, oh my God, am I lying? This is not easy.
Well, and when you know all the stuff that we know, not that we know everything, but then it just makes you get in your head more about certain things, I think, as well.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of doing the basics. I think I cut out gluten because we all know that I was getting a little silly with my gluten, and it's honestly already made a big difference. And I've been like doing a lot of muscle testing, and muscle testing wants me to also get rid of dairy, but I'm going to do one thing at a time. So I'm going to do gluten for 2 weeks, see where we're at. And then if there's still like some flares, I'll do the dairy. And then hopefully by then we got our lab results back and I can kind of, but I think I do have some candida, which is so annoying. Anyway.
Well, we'll deal with it when it comes. But it's funny because what were we texting about, Kira? Oh, how I want to start the parasite cleanse because I'm having my skin, like, I don't know if it's an allergy or what. It's not acne, but just like kind of like redness. It just does not look like, it's just something is wrong. And so I told Kira I just want to do like the cell core. I have 2 rounds of supplements, the next one being like the parasite cleanse. Because I'm like, it's just time. I like was on Cellcore and I'm like, should I get Biocide and should I get all these different things? I'm like, well, I have 2 protocols already that I've ordered from Cellcore. Why don't I just do what I have? But it's just funny because then I was like texting Kira and she mentioned that Christy, who's been on the podcast before, was saying that like she's heard of a lot of different practitioners having like old symptoms come back. And when she said that, I actually had goosebumps because I'm like, I haven't had anything in the last, like since I started this journey.
It's the shedding of the snake.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I haven't had anything come back. Like, why aren't I in this?
I can't be involved. I know, it's so weird, but I told Kira I'm starting with washing my pillowcase because Stevie like lays on my pillowcase and I wash it often, but I feel like I need to like, it's like a beautiful silk pillowcase and like Stevie literally like sleeps on it all day long. And I'm like, I need to get her like a satin Amazon pillowcase because she just like only likes my silk one. But I feel like that might have something to do with it. Other than that, I cannot pinpoint it. But since I've been here,
you need a hape ceremony.
I know. I need a hape ceremony. I need something. Since I've been here though, I like was like, okay, because my routine has been so good back home. So I like brought all the bulbs. The first thing I did when I walked in here is I like switched out all his light bulbs. And I was like, I need you, please, just to like be okay with this. I'm like, I brought all the light bulbs so that like it's not super dark in here. I'm like, just please, please, please try your hardest to not turn on the overhead lights after the sun goes down. And he's actually been very receptive to it because I'm like, my nighttime routine has been so peaceful and I don't want to like resent coming here if I'm so dysregulated. I was telling Lacey his bed already is the worst thing I've ever even like laid on. I don't need his overhead lights ruining my vibe, but it's been
like
good.
so triggering too. Like Brett will like turn on the over the over the stove light to cook supper, and I'm like, okay, that's fair. I'll wear my blue light blockers while you're cooking because like you're cozy.
I know I let him do that too, even though I'm like,
And
I cook with it being red only.
yeah,
He's
like
well, good for you. I can't.
Yeah, I know. But he's like, then I'll be sitting at the table and he's like done on the stove and he's just like plating himself up and I'm like looking, looking. Like I just look. He's like, I'm turning it off in 2 seconds. Like, calm down. I'm like, or he'll sit down and be like, you forgetting something? It's like, get up and go turn it off. It's like,
it's so
you
funny.
don't care at all.
It's so funny. I'm like, okay, I lived so long without caring about this. Like, I can be okay with a little bit of.
Yeah.
But he still scrolls on bed. He's such a little liar. He's like, because I got him that brick, and he's like, yeah, I don't scroll at night anymore. I'm like, yes, you do. I'm like, what do? Read, or you just get right into bed and fall asleep? I know you don't do that. And he's like, no, I've just been, just going to bed. Every night he's scrolling on his phone before bed. I'm like, you're so full of shit. He's like, no, I do it. Like, yeah, you're just making me get into bed earlier. I need to wind down. And lately, like, when you're not here, I get into bed later. And I'm like, okay, you're a liar.
Yeah, all I know is you're a lying piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, well, I'm interested about this whole eczema journey with Jake. It'll be like cool to document. And I just feel like the more knowledge we have about babies and children, I'm just excited for our.
I know, it's funny. Me and Kira were on Zoom yesterday, and I was like, and she was with Jake, and I was like, Jake, how does it feel to be the son of a functional practitioner who was put on this earth to go through things to share with everyone about the results and how you get to the bottom?
That's so true.
Of course, it's
like,
true.
sorry,
it's like, well, what did
buddy.
you expect? He wasn't gonna have one health issue. Like, come on.
Well, and then I'm like, Ellie's like so like healthy. I'm just like, oh God, she's probably gonna have like some sort of mental.
I was talking to like my client. It's so cool. She owns like a seed farm on the East Coast, and she's like very similar to us, like just in like she like tries to like give her children like infusions and is always like wondering about like how many minerals and like different foods to give. And like her parents, so the kids' grandparents, live on like a fruit orchard, and so just like such a cool like lifestyle. And I'm like, these kids are going to grow up to be so healthy and like regulated compared to us who grew up on like even what our parents thought was healthy was like granola and like milk and our blood sugar. And my parents didn't even try to do like what they thought was healthy. It was like spaghetti for dinner, cereal for breakfast, toast for lunch, literally. So I'm like, she's going to be just fine.
Did I tell you guys about her like little, because I have to send a snack. They provide one snack and a lunch at her daycare, and then I send the other snack, and I'm just like, oh, it's like to send a snack. Like this is, and I make her like chocolate pudding with cottage cheese, chia seeds, and like maple syrup,
and she likes it.
She loves it. But the workers at daycare kind of try to make the kids eat like their healthiest thing first, because a lot of times they'll get like a little treat and like a healthy thing. And Ellie came home. She's like, they said they didn't know what I should eat first in my snack because none of it was healthy. And I was like, what?
Oh my God, that would have been so triggering.
What did you say? Brett's like, Kira, just calm down. I'm like, no. So I'm like, Ellie, say this, repeat after me. It's cottage cheese and chia seeds. So I'm like making her say, but her other stuff is like a homemade protein, like banana chocolate muffin with like no sugar in it. Like it was so a healthy muffin, just had chocolate chips. And then the other one was like a pure fruit, like the only ingredient is mango and it's like a dried fruit roll-up. And then they're saying that like none of Ellie's stuff is healthy. And I was so triggered and mad.
You should just write on a Post-it note, healthy chocolate pudding, healthy banana muffin.
You actually should.
And then I'm like, Ellie, say, my mom's a nutritionist. My mom's a nutritionist.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. So funny. Poor girl.
So funny.
What about you, Lacey? How are you doing? It's new in your realm.
Yeah, what's new in my world? Well, me and Zach went to a rave on the weekend in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys, it was so fun. It was so fun. We had such a good crew we went with. So it was actually one of our people that work behind the scenes at Lifestyle U. They do sales. So she works, her name's Bryce. She works kind of like one-on-one with Zach a lot. And so they've gotten really close over the last, she's probably worked with us now for like 4 or 5 months. She's kind of like the top salesperson, I guess I would say. And so her and Zach like have meetings every day. So they've gotten quite closely. And the way that we found her was her boyfriend is my media guy. So the guy that helps me with my content. So that's Ronnie. Yeah, it was really fun. It was just such a good crew. And then there was Arden, who also has helped me film before. And then Jeff, who is like my longtime friend from like 10 or even 15 years ago. And it was just the first time that we had like an outing outside of work with all of us. And it was just so good. I'm like, man, the people you surround yourself with just matter so much. And it feels good to have that type of like crew here now where everyone's entrepreneurs, everyone is like on that journey and just like super motivated and done a lot of work and everything like that. And I just feel like our friends in Kelowna, love you all if you're listening, are just not necessarily like on that path, which is totally fine. But it felt good to know that we like have that community here now. And it was so funny because we've just been, I think kind of like since our Instagram blew up, we've had like, we took days off over Christmas and then we kind of went on that trip in January to go snowboarding. But it's almost like we've been going so hard when we're home because we just have to. So we're working like usually like 10 to 12-hour days. And I for sure work Saturday, Sunday, every single weekend for like 5 to 6 hours. And Zach will work like, he usually works, he's been working on the sauna on the weekends a little bit more, but he'll do a little bit. And so it's been like 3 weeks of that now. And we were just like humming and hawing, like, should we go? We don't want to go. Like, because we really didn't, because it's like a late night, 2 days of recovery. And I'm like, we don't have time. We don't have time. We need to work. So we almost bailed multiple times. And it's just like one of those things where you know it's like a good group of people. And I feel like I'm just so easily hermitized. Like I just hermit myself. And it's so easy for me to never do anything. Mm-hmm. And now my friends that live here, like they kind of know that. So they'll always sauce me invites, but it's like never like Lacey's going to come. And so I was like, Zach, we just have to go, or like, we're never going to get invited to anywhere. And we're just going to be like in our houses as hermits. And I think too, with like the fertility journey and everything like that, also not wanting to like go out and party because I'm like, no. So we decided to go, and honestly, it was so good. And then right when we got there, Zach was like, I needed this. Like, I didn't know how bad I needed this. And then he started going down this path. He's like, but I don't want to become those people who just like really, really need a break from their life. Like, he's like overanalyzing. I'm like, honey, it's fine. We've been literally working 12-hour days, like, it was 3 weeks in a row, I think. So I was like, it's okay to like need it. And I'm like, I like that, like going hard and then 2 days off where you're not looking at your phone, you're being super present. Like, I'm like, that is more my style. Zach's kind of still getting towards that style. But so it was really fun. Such a good time. Lots of like connection, lots of deep chats. And we're just all on the exact same level. So that was awesome. Nice. And the show was amazing. We actually went pretty early. And then we were like kind of dancing for the opening DJs and everything like that. And then we ended up just kind of all walking and then just like sitting in a circle and talking for probably, Jensen is upset.
Oh, what was that?
A thumbs down. But we ended up just leaving like this one DJ that was on for like an hour and a half, and we just like all sat in a circle and we're just all talking. And it's just so cute because Bryce is like, I just want to make you guys so much money and I just want to learn. And then Ronnie's like, you guys, like, it was just such a cool thing because we all are interconnected with our work. And then we went back for the DJ. He was on for like an hour and a half, Subtronics, and he absolutely crushed it. I think I have a little bit of PTSD from when we went to Shambhala, because if you went to this one stage at Shambhala, it was like such intense dubstep, which is like, I can do like an hour of that, but I was like, I wasn't even really excited because Subtronics can be pretty heavy. Mm-hmm. But he just crushed it because I'm like, when I go to raves, I like it when they do like, it's a heavy drop or whatever, but then it like goes up and there's like remixes. A sing-along song that everyone loves. And you're like, I love everyone. Yeah. And you're like hugging and then you like go back and you're like, wah, wah, wah. I'm like, And that's what it was like. And so it was so good. And then we just walked home and me and Zach went back to our hotel and that was great. So that's what I was up to this weekend. And then other than that, not much is going on. Oh, I started Peptides. I want to talk about that.
Okay. Yes. So which ones did you start?
I needled myself for the first time because with peptides, you have to give it to yourself in a needle. So that was scary. I made Zach do it like the first couple times and it literally doesn't hurt. But Zach always laughs at me because I like pinch so much, like as much fat as I possibly can. And I'm just like going so slow. He's like, you're absolutely crazy. Like you could literally just put it in your skin. You don't have to pinch, but I just overthink it. But I'm doing TB500 and BPC 157. So they're both like BPC is body protection compound. So they're both for like healing, inflammation, everything like that. So a lot of confusion, I think, with peptides right now and people not really understanding what they do. But Ozempic is a form of peptide. So there's so that's basically for fat loss. And there's lots of different ones. But there's this one, it's called retatrutide. And it's a triple antagonist, and I might lose some people here, but I don't really know what I'm talking about anyways. But so Ozempic is one antagonist, and then
like GLP-1.
Yeah. And then retatrutide is 3 of them. And so it's mainly for like
a retatrutide, whatever. That just word makes me laugh every time. It's like ratatouille, or like
I know,
this
I
just does not sound like a real word. It's like a Winnie the Pooh word.
Yeah, we call it Retta. But
oh, that's cool.
So I did all 3 to start. And retatrutide, I think it's kind of going to be the next Ozempic because it like preserves muscle and supports your blood sugar. So the reason why Ozempic can be bad is because it burns right through your muscle and it's not really serving you in any way besides really suppressing your appetite. But Retta is kind of like the newer version of it that hopefully people start choosing over Ozempic, but that's another conversation for another day. But I mainly wanted to do it because when I was testing my blood sugar, I was still in healthy range, but I'm like, I don't even know what healthy range is because I'm like, I don't know if there's a functional one or a non-functional one, but I was still almost at the highest end of it. So I was like, okay, that's like something to pay attention to, especially for how healthy I think I am. And so I was like, I just want to try it and do it and see if it makes an impact. So I told Zach, I was like, I want to do a microdose. He's like, yeah, we'll just microdose it. But Zach didn't tell me that he was in this like peptide course. And the guy's pretty much like, there's literally no point in microdosing people with any sort of peptide. Like, it's just not enough. You're not going to do anything. So he said he told me, but I don't think he did. But he gave me he gave me a third of what he would consider a small amount for him. And so I'm like doing it, and within and it's not supposed to really suppress your appetite. Like, you're not supposed to really notice anything. And like 2 days in, I make my breakfast and I'm like, do not want to eat this. I'm so grossed out by it. I'm like, that is so weird. I've never not finished a piece of sourdough bread with peanut butter on it in my entire life, I don't think. So I'm like, something is weird. And then I was like, but do you think those peptides have already hit me? Because this was like 2 days after I did my first dose. He's like, oh no, they take like 6 to 8 weeks to even notice like any different. And I'm like, that's just so weird. I'm like, I am not hungry. And then it was the same thing for lunch and dinner. And like 3 days goes by and I'm eating like 1,500 calories. And my goal is like to eat 2,300. So I'm like trying so hard to like eat all this food. And
I just need everyone that's listening to not get any fucking ideas right now.
No. And they're also really expensive and hard to find. So good luck. I'm just kidding.
We'll find a way.
It's like the same. Yeah. I felt like absolute garbage. So I should preface with that. I felt like
that's where
sick.
she's going with this story, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, just keep listening, everybody.
So I lost 5 pounds and I'm feeling better than ever. No, I'm just kidding. But, and so then I'm like, start talking to ChatGPT, and I asked Zach, I'm like, well, can you tell me my doses? I'm like talking to ChatGPT. I want to see what they're saying. And so Zach's like, oh, you're doing like 2, I don't even know, milligrams or something. And he's like, it's not really a microdose. And I'm like,
so were you doing a bigger dose?
So Zach, when he started at his lowest titrate, was doing 4, and he gave me 2. And I've like have a couple friends that are doing it, and they're doing like 3 and they felt nothing. So I think I'm honestly just sensitive.
Yeah. Cool.
And so he didn't actually he gave me a very, very little amount. I have friends that aren't doing it and they did like 3 and they didn't feel anything. And So I'm talking to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT's like, no, you'll feel Retta like within 24 hours. And I was like, Zach, it does not take 6 weeks. He's like, I never feel anything. And he takes triple the amount of what I was taking. So I did learn that I was sensitive. But you guys, I did 1 dose of Retta, 2 weeks, 0 appetite. Me and Zach went out for a fancy dinner. I can't remember why. Oh, because it was our wedding, signed the paper,
you also had
wedding
your
anniversary. So we went out for dinner. I literally couldn't eat my food. Like, I just looked at it. I ate 1 prawn, and then Zach ate my whole meal. Like, 0 appetite. It was crazy. And so I've been gorging myself the last like 3 days because I felt so depleted. And I got my appetite back like a week ago, but my stomach had shrunk so much that I'm still struggling to.
And you only did 1 dose.
1 dose.
Wow.
Of Retta.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I learned I don't really think that's for me. Not worth it for the benefit, and will not be doing that again because Zach's like, because I was like, well, maybe we'll try like a lower. He's like, it's not even worth it. Like, from what I've read, you're literally taking nothing. And so
yeah, I feel like for you, if you're like still in that normal range, and like, I feel like you don't have that like crazy food noise anymore. You know what I mean?
No, it's not bad. So won't be doing that again, but I did try.
That's a really interesting story though.
I know. It was rough. But yeah, so now I'm just doing BPC 157 and TB 500. So BPC 157 is usually, you'll kind of hear people talking about it because it really helps. It can repair your gut lining. It reduces inflammation. It supports blood vessel formation. What else does it do? Really good for like supporting tendon and like ligament repair. That's why Zach really likes to do that one, because he has like really bad knees. And so it's really good just for recovery and really helps speed up soft tissue healing. So good for people with leaky gut inflammation, training recovery, like just recovery in general, or like chronic injuries. So sometimes if people like hurt a knee, they'll shoot BP 157 like right into their knee. It does take time, and it's like compounding.
Should we just mention what that noise is?
Yeah, so that's Jake. He has joined us on the podcast, and Kira's microphone is broken or something, so she can't mute herself. So I'm not heavy breathing because I'm doing peptides now. It's Jake. So yeah, that you won't really feel any benefits of that for quite a while, to be completely honest. And I've kind of not been training that hard because I haven't been eating, and been a little bit on a struggle bus over here. And then TB 500 is kind of honestly very much along the same line. So I won't bore you guys with those, but I kind of wanted to explain just a tiny bit about peptides, because essentially they're like short chain amino acids. So smaller pieces of proteins is how you can kind of think about it. And they act as signaling molecules in your body. And so they kind of tell your cells what to do. So they'll tell them to repair or reduce inflammation or build tissue or heal faster or regenerate or whatever. But they are naturally occurring in your body already. And they're not steroids and they're not hormones. They're messengers. So they can influence your hormones, but they're not actually. So
interesting.
Yeah, I've been testing that out a little bit, and it's really hasn't been that exciting besides what the story I already told, but that's
obviously
pretty much.
We're doing it for just like overall wellness and health. Is it partially because of like fertility stuff as well? And like, did that kind of influence the ones that you chose at all?
Yeah, like it's hard because if you ask ChatGPT, they'll say don't do anything while you're on your fertility journey, because peptides aren't FDA approved, but neither is anything good for you. So I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, I think these are ones I would always do, to be completely honest, just because I'm not trying to like build a bunch of muscle or lose fat or whatever. So I do want it more for like the recovery and the inflammation part of it. But yeah, I would say like if I wasn't trying to get pregnant, I'd probably still be kind of trying these out. But based on what I know and what I have read, they should only help support, because it's pretty much just like reducing inflammation in your body. So I don't see how it would hurt. But if I was going to do Retta, I would have stopped that like immediately when I found out I was pregnant. And then BPC 157 and TB 500, they kind of say like within your first trimester, they're good. And then there's just not enough research or anything. So I'd probably just stop them at that point, just because I don't want to be overthinking things. So yeah, it's been it's been good. But other than that, just building the biz and trying to get friggin' pregnant.
Building the biz and taking jizz.
Taking jizz. Oh my God, no. It was actually funny though, because when I did that, I don't know if you guys seen my story, but I said like the thing I hate most about this trying to make a maybe journey is how much I have to say the word try, because I don't say that word, and I've been trying so hard to find something else to say. I have been finding other ways things to say. But it was so funny because I think it was Zoe. She's like, you're having unprotected sex. I was like, yeah, that's the best one.
I was gonna say, did anyone have, people will say like, we're practicing or stuff like that?
Yeah, or like we're planning, but I'm like, it's just nothing really quite hits home.
Yeah.
So, or they're like, we're manifesting. I actually had a lot of good things. I should have maybe shared them, but I just didn't. But so yeah, we're still just on that journey every single month. But last night, you guys, it was the time.
Oh my God. Oh.
No, but I feel in like a really good place with it, honestly, now. And I've been like reflecting so much. And I think one of the reasons is like, which is what I thought about, is like, it's just, it's so weird. And I don't even really know if I want to get into it, but it's almost like I feel guilty because I know I'm at the age where it's like we need to be actively trying, especially if we want to have 2 children. It's like, Lacey, you can't really push this back. But I'm like, deep down, I probably wouldn't be trying if we weren't this age, just with where we're at in life. We're having a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of travel. And I think that's what really got in my head last year was I like put a stop to all of those things and was like, I'm going to be pregnant. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. But now that I've just kind of let that go and I'm just living, I'm like, honestly, I'm not even like, why are you upset that you're not pregnant yet? When it's like, you've got this amazing life. Everything is going so good. The business is blowing up. It's just like, so I really learned or leaned into just like appreciate this time that you have now, because eventually you will be pregnant and your life will be changed for absolutely ever. And there's just no rush. So I've like had a really good thing of just like letting it go. And I really don't feel that back and forth at all anymore. And just really trying to like still make plans, still doing things, and still like getting excited for things, even though I know there's a chance I might not be able to go. But it feels like just the business that blowing up was such like a sign from the universe that it's just like, chill, Lacey, like this is coming together after 8 years. Like maybe you're not meant to just get pregnant at the exact same time. So
exactly.
But if I am pregnant right now, universe, you didn't hear me say that.
Yeah. And 2, it's like kind of cool to think about, like, even if your business would have blown up, you know, in the beginning when we had like no systems in place, and like it would have been harder to raise that business. So now it's like your body's just getting to the place where everything's solid and like you have those good systems, and it's going to make your pregnancy and postpartum and your baby's journey just like so much better. I've been thinking about that a lot lately with you. I'm like, your baby's going to be so healthy.
Well, hopefully but I was actually laughing. I was like, watch me get pregnant this month where I haven't ate in 2 weeks and we were partying last weekend.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
But no, it's been, I had a thought, yesterday when I was talking to ChatGPT about like my sign and this thing and everything, because I was like, what's it mean? Like the significance of the shedding for like me and like maybe stepping into motherhood or whatever. But it's been really interesting because even in the last month, I felt so much more like I want to nurture Zach. Like I've been randomly like cooking him meals and bringing it into his office, which I like never, ever do. But ever. I've never done that in my life.
Let me be clear. Ever.
Or just trying to like lessen his load, to be completely honest. And it kind of goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning, because I always get upset that he doesn't like validate me or like pour into me in that way. And that's why I've been like reflecting a lot of like all the different ways that he shows me love. And it's like anytime we're with anyone, they're like, Zach is like the perfect man, like the epitome. Like that's what I would want my kid to be like. Like I always get that feedback. So I'm like, okay, Lacey, like you're literally causing fights and arguing because, and I'm not kidding when I say like, because he doesn't kiss me like 47 times a day and tell me that he loves me, like that's, and so I've just kind of realized, and like the only reason he will ever not even pick a fight, because he never picks fight, but what he brings up when I'm like upset is like the house being messy, because he's OCD. But I'm opposite of that. And so I've worked really, really hard, but we're still nowhere near the same cleanliness level. And I just kind of like realized, I'm like, oh, Lacey, like if you took some more things off of his plate, he'd probably pour into you more. And so I don't know why, but it's just been this shift in this last like month. And then that was something that ChatGPT said about like the shedding. They're like, part of you will like start to feel like you want to be like more nurturing. And I was like, oh my God, like that's totally been happening with me and Zach. Like I just feel like I want to.
Well, and you're probably too, like, he's going to have to take over more of the business when you guys do have a baby. And so you're like, what's that?
Can I do what you do? Can I do all the pink jobs and all the blue jobs?
Yeah, shit.
Maybe you just take over the pink ones.
Yeah, I'm just going to take over the pink ones.
Maybe you hire someone to do some of the pink and some of the blue, and you do some of the pink.
No, I know we really need
but
to
it also just like feels,
it
actually feels good doing that stuff. Like once you start, like I think if you have more of that like masculine energy, it's something that you really resist. But once you start like leaning into it and like you said, making the meals and all of that stuff, you feel good from doing it. But if it's nothing you've ever done before, then you just like kind of have a resistance to it at the beginning, I feel like. But
yeah, and everyone like procrastinates different things in their life. And I can't remember who I was telling this to, but like I will procrastinate absolutely everything in my life, but I never procrastinate business. So I'm like, I would so rather like work till 8 o'clock and like not fold my laundry or not do anything, where Zach is the person who will like in the middle of the workday, he'll be like, well, I just got this email and I have to go pay this bill. So I'm going to go do it right now. And I'm like, can you not go do that? Like on our way to the bank? And he's like, no, I need to get it done. Like we're like the opposites in that way. So I actually think it's good because sometimes I'm like, Zach, you don't need to leave and do that like immediately in the middle of a workday, but that's always been our thing. So he would rather like quit work and clean the kitchen, where I'm like, I can't clean the kitchen. I don't have time. I have to work. And so it's just kind of like balancing that, but it's been good. So anyways, I'm pretty sure that soon, hopefully, I'm like, I just got to keep being a nurturing mother to Zach.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a baby.
So interesting.
But that's all that is new in my world 30 minutes later. Thanks for asking.
Nothing really.
Nothing really at all. Okay, guys. Well, hopefully you made it this far. We'll see. And
that episode just took a lot of twists and turns I didn't expect.
Yeah, that was fun. But thank you for listening. If you made it this far, please be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment on Spotify as well. Follow us on Instagram at Wellness Effect Pod, and come back every Wednesday for a new episode. Thanks for listening, guys. Love you.
Love you. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to The Wellness Effect. We're so grateful to be part of your wellness journey. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on Instagram. We'll put all of our handles in the show notes. If you have questions or ideas, slide into our DMs or send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep creating your own wellness effect.